to the Money Talk Show with Tim Abel. On the show where we teach you how to build, market, and sell your products. But don't forget, we also have a large spectrum of ensuring that you know the 7 pillars of business development success. And that starts with leadership, management, branding, finance, marketing, sales, and delivery. Right on this show, we come here every Wednesdays from 3:05 to 4 p.m. And today we have got a blockbuster like always. How to validate your business concept before you spend a kobo. And of course, we're going to be revealing every secret you need to know. And on this show, remember, we've always said, starting a business doesn't necessarily require starting with money, millions or whatever amount of money you have. First, you need to validate the business. So we're going to be talking deeply about how you can actually start a business, but ensuring that before you start the business, you must validate it before putting money into the business. So keep listening.
Chance to feel your soul by calling time behind me on the back of your head low. Everyone's
It's quite important to state that this fact that over 70% of Nigerians who start businesses do not make it past the very first year of starting the business. Most of them spend money before they validate their idea, and then they collapse in no time. This is exactly what we want to correct today.
Keep listening to your inner voice and doing what it asks to.
In this economy, the most dangerous thing you can do is to assume people will buy what you are selling. Because assumption is the most expensive risk in business. But a lot of people make assumptions and rely on assumptions before starting business. Listen here, validation is the cheapest insurance that you can buy, and it doesn't take money to get validation. Right, on today's topic, we shall be talking about from idea to income. From idea to income, how to validate your business concept before you spend a kobo.
Sometimes life can be so scary.
And listen here, I'm promising you that by the end of the session, you will know how to test any business idea, get real feedbacks, identify paying customers, and confirm if your idea will make money before spending that money you have.
To remain on track with your goals.
It's also important to state that by the time you leave in this show today, you will leave with a very simple Nigerian-tested validation framework that you can start using immediately.
In your reach, keep listening to.
But of course, we won't go into today's work without discussing what we discussed here last week. It's a reminder, basically. And I want to remind you that last week we talked about how to turn any side hustle into a real business without loans or investors getting involved. And we mentioned very important 5 things to note. Number 1, we said you need to treat your business like a real business. Treat your business like a real business. And number 2, we said build your brand. The moment you start your business, ensure your brand is being built alongside. And number 3, we said create systems, because without systems, businesses fail easily. And number 4, we said reinvest your profits. A lot of times, that's not the case. And that's why businesses fail within the very first year. And number 5, we said collaborate, build partnerships. Do this consistently and you will outgrow 80% of those waiting for funding.
Maybe confide in someone you trust. We all learning in a vast world. I promise you, you'll get your victory.
Right, it's 15 minutes past the hour of 3, and we won't go into today's topic without reminding you of our usual pause. Something to really drop in your mind so you can think through the week while you wait for us for the next week. Now, the week's pause is simple. Across Nigeria, one thing today is very clear. People are very tired of starting businesses that don't work. They want smart beginnings, not very expensive mistakes. You are about to learn exactly how to avoid those mistakes. And you're listening to Money Talks with Team Abel on Armed Forces Radio 107.7. We come here every Wednesdays from 3:05 to 4 p.m. And today, we will be talking about an important topic: how to validate your business concept before you spend a kobo. Don't make the mistakes a lot of Nigerians make when they try to start a business. A lot of times I've made that mistake. A lot of people I've been talking with, a good number of very successful businesses, have made same mistakes. They go into this business thinking that, oh, I think this will sell. That's assumption. But listen, you don't do that. You don't dare do that. When you get your retirement benefits, or you sell your house, or you generate money from somewhere, maybe goodwill from friends, and you decided, oh, I've got to start a business immediately without validating it, hey, you're going to fall in no time. So listen, stick with me on the show, and we will be revealing every secret you need to be able to go into a business by first validating and making success in it.
Sometimes I start to find me one old chance to feel your soul, like Carlin Tambourine me on the back of your head alone. Everyone's me one forever by the whole world getting seen. I wrong beaches, did you go? I promise you'll get your victory. Not in the end, but within your reach. Keep listening to your inner voice and doing what it asks of you. And if need be, confide in someone you trust. We are all learning as world.
Right, it's still the Morning Talk Show with Team Abel, and we come here every Wednesdays to discuss how to build, market, and sell your business. Now, for those who are following us or listening at this moment, you can always send a message to us. It's 0802 794 1987. Or you can follow us on our social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Just type at Team Abel X. Team Abel X is spelled as TIMABELX, and leave your comment on our platform. Now, the number to call is 0802 794 1987.
But don't you ever give up. Roll your sleeves and get back to work. Stay focused and do all you can to remain on track with your goals. I promise you'll get your victory. Not in the end, but within your reach. Keep listening to your inner voice
right, so let's drive directly into the topic of the day. Don't forget, we're talking about how to validate your business. How to validate your business concept before you spend a kobo in the business. All right, it's important to state that validation, it simply means proving that people want what you're offering. People want what you're offering and are willing to pay for it before investing your time or money. You need to be sure, very, very sure, that what you want to offer, be it products or services, people will be willing to pay for it before you start investing your time and money into the business. Now, for you to actually go a step further, it is important to answer some very crucial questions. And these very crucial questions, I categorize them into 5 very important questions. And the number 1 question is, the problem your product or service is intended to solve, is it a real one? Is it real that there is a problem that your product or services can solve? Number 2, that has to do with target audience. And the question you should be asking yourself is, who really feels the pain? Who really feels the pain? Because people don't buy for fancy. People don't buy just for fashion. They buy to solve problems. They buy to solve problems. We may go further to say, okay, he's buying this car because he wants to. No, it is something that person wants to take care of. Probably class in a society. That's why he wants to buy a high or a higher grade of a particular car. So there's a pain point at this very point, or at this very juncture, that the person intends to buy. Now, whatever product and service you have, what is the pain point? You need to have that understanding. Then the third question is, are they really actively looking for a solution to solve that pain point? If they're not looking for a solution, then you have got to move on to another product or service. Now, the fourth is, will they be willing to pay for the product or service you intend to provide? I'm talking about a business you're interested in going into. And lastly, can you deliver it better, faster, or cheaper than your competitors, or than what is already in existence? These are very important 5 questions that you need to ask. Now, today we're going to break it down into 4 simple validation steps. And number 1, clarity. A business that has no clarity or purpose will definitely fail. So in clarity, you must be able to define the problem your idea intends to solve. And listen here, you don't need to validate ideas. It is problems you should focus on validating. If the problem is weak, the business eventually will be very weak. So you need to ask yourself these questions in clarifying the problem that your product or services solves. And what are the questions? Ask yourself, what problem am I solving? Who is feeling it the most? How urgent is it? what will happen if this problem is not solved? Now, it is important also to note that a strong problem has what we call pain, urgency, and frequency. So when you ask these very questions, and none of it tends to show that there is a potential for pain, a potential for urgency, and a potential for frequency. Frequency means the number of times people will be willing to buy. Then that business is not good enough to put your money into or to put your time into. The second step is to have a conversation. Most times people just jump into business without having conversation ab initio. And that, a lot of times, makes them fail. And we talked about assumption. And the reason they don't have conversation is because they assume that, oh, I'm bringing a business that is hot. People are definitely going to buy it because they're thinking from their own side of view. At this point, once you gain clarity of the business you intend to start, you need to have conversation. And in having conversation, you need to have conversation with real people who need your solution. Now, this is where 95% of Nigerians actually fail when it comes to starting business. They tend to ask their friends. They tend to ask people who love them. And guess what? They don't get a true responses from these people. Because the right thing people would want to do that love you is to ensure that you are happy. So they will answer you in a way that favors you. That is what we're saying. Talk to real people. When you ask people who you love or who love you, it's not validation. It is comfort. Now, validation is talking to strangers who have the problem. And you can use whatever means. You can use WhatsApp, you can use Facebook groups, you can use even your church. You can use your office or people in a particular office that you know. You can walk into any community or even an estate and then ask these very strange people, we call strangers, what frustrates them about what you intend to start as a business. How have they been solving that problem? And go a step further to ask, how much do they think they will be able to pay for a better solution? That will help you determine the price. And let's go into the third step, which has to do with creation stage. Now, at this stage, you don't have to start launching big monies. That's why we talk about the MVP. Here, you need to build a simple and cheap version. Your MVP is not a perfect product. I want you to take that to heart. It is the smallest version that can deliver the value that you intend to provide. We've seen a lot of organizations run MVPs, like Google came out with their form the other time. And they started testing it. We have the Google Classroom. They came out with something. We have some AI companies come with one or two softwares, and they allow you to use it for free. And before you get to know it, they now start asking you to pay for them. These are very simple MVPs business owners create. Now, so it's your time or turn that once you have been able to go through the clarity stage, the conversational stage, and you are at the creation stage, you need to create the smallest version of what you want to sell to the public and get people to test run it and give verdicts. Now, your MVP or whatever you want to test run must test one thing. Will people pay? Will people commit? Or will they show strong interest? If you are done with this stage, the next stage would be, which is of course the last stage, is for you to start the conversion process. And that stage would require testing if people will pay. And this is what we call the real validation stage. Listen to this. When you see people like it, it does not mean they have validated it. When people make comments, that is not validation. When you get people start clapping for you, it is not validation. Validation involves two things. Number one, money is involved. People begin to pay, or people make commitments to pay. That is where validation comes. So it's important to run a simple pre-order, or what they call pilot program. Now, if people pay, it means the idea is a valid one. If people hesitate, ask questions why. And when you find the reasons, adjust and try again to see if they can do pre-orders or make commitments. Now, this is a real-life example. A young lady in Abuja wanted to start a shoe brand, and she had no money for stock. Instead of buying shoes immediately, she started the validation process. What did she do? She picked about 10 samples of these products, shoe brands, took photographs of these products, and then uploaded them on our WhatsApp, Facebook, Instagram, and then she left a question on it. Among these 10 pairs of different shoe types, which one would you buy and how much would you pay? Guess what happened? Within 24 hours, 8 people paid her in advance. Don't forget that she hadn't started yet. It was a validation stage. Now she has tested and 8 people paid her. Now what did she do? She used the money and bought the stock. Today, she runs a profitable footwear business without spending her own capital. That's what validation does. Now, it's also important to note this fact that validation is not about proving yourself to be right. It is about discovering the truth early enough, cheaply, and honestly. Now, the key idea to take home is this: don't build business first. Validate the customer first. If the customer is real, the business will grow naturally. Now, I want to give you this actionable step to take. When you finish listening today, take one idea you have and test it in the next 48 hours using these very 4 formulas I've given. Number 1, problem. Have a clarity of purpose in terms of the problem you intend to solve. Number 2, have a conversation with real people. Number 4, test run using the MVP. And number 5, test payments, commitments. If you validate right, you will make money before spending money. If you skip validation stage, you will spend money before making money. And that is where failure begins. You're still listening to Money Talks with Team Abel on Forces Radio 107.7. And on the show, we teach you how to build, market, and sell whatever product or business you have. And every Wednesdays from 3:05 to 4 p.m., we come here to reveal very important business secrets for you who is already in business, so you can scale up your business or increase sales in your business, and for aspiring entrepreneurs to ensure that they go into starting a business right even when they have no money. Keep listening. And when we come back, we will continue with our commercial part of the show.
Sometimes life can be so scary, it lets you down and makes people to want to laugh at you.
I'm coming back.
Don't you ever give up. Roll your sleeves and get back to work. Stay focused and do all you can to remain on track with your goals. I promise you'll get your victory, not in the end, but within your reach. Keep listening to your inner voice and doing what it asks of you. And if need be, confide in someone you trust. We all learning in a vast world.
Right, thank you so much for listening. It's still the Morning Talks show with Team Abel on Forces Radio 107.7, and on the show we talk about business development, marketing, sales, and don't forget, we also share real life stories on the show, how you can transform from whatever position you have, even if you're broke, to start making money. The most important thing is creating multiple streams of income, because you cannot, in an economy like this, rely on just one income. Right, on this show, we will be introducing Hills and Harvey Real Estate with a representative sitting right here with me, Sarah by name, Sarah Jonah. Is it a Calabar name or both English names, Sarah Jonah? Right, Sarah is here to speak about Hills and Harvey. And I've always said that, look, I am deeply involved in Hills and Harvey Real Estate. It's one of the investments I have decided to run as well as a business owner with my partners. And we're doing something very wonderful in the neighborhood of Apo, that's along the Nyanya-Karshi Expressway. And I think what we have currently is a 2-bedroom semi-detached and a 3-bedroom semi-detached bungalows. So maybe you should just share some thoughts with us. You were talking about having a story to tell the other day. So what is the story, Sarah?
Okay, good day, listener. I'm not just here today to tell us about our properties, but I'm also here to tell you a story, to share a real life story with you about a lady here in Abuja, in the city of Abuja, a lady named Ada. So Ada was a single mother who lived in a rented apartment with her daughter, her 10-year-old daughter. So you know how landlords can be.
Yes.
So
your money has expired. You have to pay.
yes. So Ada was constantly having issues with her neighbors, her landlord, and sadly Ada got tired. She now thought to herself, she wants a better life, a better future for her daughter. So what would she do? Ada had no hope. Ada had no one to help her, no huge salary, no rich relative. There was nobody to help her. So, but all she got was hope. Ada woke up one day, on her way to work, she met a sales team from Hills and Harvey. They offered her a flyer. Ada reluctantly collected the flyer, but at the end, Ada decided to give it a try. She called, and we gave her a listening ear, scheduled an inspection with her. We went to the estate, but Ada she wasn't so sure of what the estate would look like. But when we got there, she she was relieved. She got that peace. And you know, in Hills and Harvey, you don't need much to acquire your plots. All you need is just little amount to start.
And that's about how much?
And
1
that's
million?
about 1 million naira.
Okay.
Yes.
But your 2-bedroom semi-detached is how much?
4.9 million.
Okay, great. That's the plot, right?
Yes, that's
And the 3-bedroom semi-detached is how much?
5.3 million.
Now, what's the distance from your estate to Apo? How many minutes drive do you think it would take? Because I know
I don't think it should be more than 20 minutes.
it's more than 20 minutes. And the road is almost 99% completed. We are praying and hopefully the road will be completed before next year, before April next year. Now, this is something very important I'd like to take from what you have talked about. You see, a lot of people are going through the challenge of paying rents, constantly paying rents. And you know the worst part of it, you pay rent today, and then as if you just went into sleep and woke up the next minute,
And it's
somebody,
another year,
it's another
right?
year altogether. And somebody is asking you to pay the same amount you probably would have been able to use to buy a plot,
yes.
and then start building. Now, the darkest moments in one's life is not being able to afford a plot of land. Building is not as difficult as affording a plot of land. I'll say that time and time again. Plot of land, affording one, it's very difficult considering the whole lot of challenges that comes with it. Fraud, regulatory authority, policies, and all of that. But listen here. Hills and Harvey is giving you an opportunity. I don't know where you're walking today. I don't know what you're doing now. Where we are currently at. Pianco, you see that road, that new road that connects Kefi. That road that connects Apo. That road that connects Nyanya. That is exactly where we are. And it's a walking distance from the junction to the estate. The sweetest part of it is there are already developed communities around there. In fact, the guys sharing fence with us, people are already living within his estate. You have this as one of the greatest opportunity you can afford today. Call Sarah on the numbers she's going to call out now and fix a date to visit the site, because I can confirm to you that by next year, latest February, that place would have been off the market. Take advantage today, get a plot of land, and start building your dream house. Do not wait until you retire, because one of the worst things that would ever happen to you is retiring tomorrow when you have no strength again to work for money. You're still struggling to pay house rent. And this is the saddest part of it. People who retire and want to rush home, that was in those days. People no longer run to the village anymore. Do you want to go and contest for chieftaincy title? Buy a plot of land in the city and live fresh, look fresh, continue to enjoy an extended life here on earth. You run to the village, a whole lot of things is shut down on you. That's what we're preventing. And you see, the mindset for us with Hills and Harvey is, how can we make the ordinary man build their dream home without owning the millions of naira? How can we give a life to the ordinary man? By God's grace, we have been in this industry for some years, and we're grateful to God with our experiences and how we've been able to turn around a lot of things for ourselves. Call Sarah on 080 38 31
4993.
4993. Come again.
080
080
38
38
31
31
4993.
4993. I'll come again. 080 38 31 4993. You can call Sarah on that number or send her a message on WhatsApp. Book a visitation. So go to the site and don't ever ignore this opportunity. It is a golden opportunity that you have. You can also check them on Facebook, Instagram as Hughes and Harvey Real Estate, right?
Yes.
Facebook and Instagram. Hughes and Harvey is spelled as HILLS, and you can use the symbol. And then Harvey is spelled as HARVIR. Don't forget the number is 0803 831 4993. That's the number for you. Thank you so much, Sarah, for coming on the show.
Thank you.
All right, we'll come back shortly.
And if need be, confiding someone you trust. We all learning in a vast world.
All right, we also want to introduce our renewed Renaissance Family Ministry to you. Don't forget this very lovely program by Dr. Pastor John Agbo comes up every 5 p.m. On Sundays. Every Sundays 5 p.m. at Silverbed Cinema, the 4th floor, and Hall 1, Central Business District. Now, it's important to also reveal to you the topic for this Sunday. It's titled, Your True North, Living the Call. Your True North, Living the Call. That's going to be the title or the topic for this next Sunday. I've been enjoying every moment spent in this very ministry since they came to Abuja. And I would love you to be part of it with the next Sunday's episode that will be coming at 5 p.m. And don't forget, it's Renewed Renaissance Family Ministry, Silverbed Cinema, 4th floor, Hall 1, Central Business District, Abuja. And listen here again, the topic is Your True North. Your True North. It's pointing you a direction. And when we say Your True North, it's saying this is the direction to go. Living the call that you are meant to go with. And here comes another commercial side. Michael Cross Specialist Hospital. Let me have a piece of paper, please. Michael Cross Specialist Hospital is inviting the general public. Michael Cross Specialist Hospital is inviting the general public for a free medical outreach. Listen, for a free medical outreach. I know that you are having one problem health-wise right now. They started since on the 16th of November and will be closing on Friday on the 21st of November. I'm sorry I'm coming probably late to announce this. I should have done it since last week, but the message came very late. The hospital is honoring their pioneer medical director and CEO, Dr. Obiora C.I. Chibundu, who was called to glory recently. And in view of honoring him, they are providing numerous free health medical outreach to Nigerians, especially those living in Abuja. And they are looking at very important areas like taking blood pressure checks, malaria test and treatment, plus giving you medication. So even when they test you, they still give you medication for free. They are also checking your body weight to advise you. They will be looking at preconception counseling for married couples or newly wedded couples. They're also doing family planning, contraception services, screening for diabetes, RBS, helmintics, anti-helmintics, that's deworming you, and then screening for hepatitis B and C. They're also doing syphilis screening. They're also doing HIV screening. Don't run away. They will not force you to do HIV screening if you are scared of doing it. But please go and do it. It's important to know your status. But of course, they will take permission from you before they do anything. So it is the one you want, they will do. Syndromic treatment for PID. Cervical cancer screening. Free consultation. Subsidized procedure. Also inclusive obstetrics and gynecology services they will provide for you. Pediatrics services for children. General surgery. And what's this? Doctor, sometimes when they write, you don't even see it. Neonatology. Please, whoever is a doctor should just help me correct it with a comment. And fertility services. And dermatology. So a large range of services they will be providing. But here's what they did. They said we should drop their numbers for you to call so that you can book an appointment with them and then go and visit them. The number to call, or rather the numbers to call, are 0802 637 8305. If you know well, call them. They won't give you free services. So call these numbers 0802 637 8305. Another number to call is 0803 309 3656. This is a free medical outreach. Nobody's going to charge you a penny for you to get their services. So you can call those numbers. I call again 0802 637 8305. The second one is 0803 309 3656. And that's all for that. Now, we also have graphics designer and video editor with us in the studio. John will help you manage your wedding, birthday, and whatever event. Ensure he captures the video for everything you're going to be doing. And the guy is, lubriciously cheap. He will do it at a very sizable amount for you. You can call John on 0814-6146-008. Make your event memorable by calling John. And if you're into social media, you can also get John to do your graphics, to do your video editing for you. It's 0814-614-6008. Now, for those who are interested in becoming agents with Sarah, you can call 0803-8314-993. 0803-8314-993. Now, to become a sales agent with Sarah, please call those numbers. Now, in case you want to advertise on this show, you have Chris to contact. It's 0811-233-947. I come again, 0811-233-9457. All right. When we come back, we will look at summarizing and then closing for the day. Keep listening.
Sometimes life.
Right, welcome back. This is Morning Talk Show with Timmy Abel on Forces Radio 107.7. And on this show, we teach you how to build, market, and sell your products. And today we've been talking about how to validate your business concept before you spend a Kobo. Now, to recap, we said you need to test before you invest. And number one, you have to validate the problem, not the idea. Talk to real people, not friends. Create a simple MVP. Test for payment and commitment. Data is the new capital. The more you test, the less you lose, and the faster you grow. Now, share your ideas with us on the show or on our social media platforms, and we will be able to give you the needed support. Now, it's important to learn to take immediate action and validate one very key idea today. Don't forget, the business success comes from clarity, not capital, and you need to validate to prevent losses, save time, and build confidence. Because validation is how smart entrepreneurs reduce risk and increase success. So next week, we will be talking about how to transform any skill you have into a money-making system, even if you're still learning it. I want you to come back here next Wednesday. Now, follow us on our social media platform. It's still at Team Abel X. Now, you can also send your business idea for free validation review to our WhatsApp platform. It's 080279419887. And please do share this episode with someone who is planning to start a business. Let me especially thank you for tuning into this Money Talk show with Tim Abel. And I especially wanted to also thank my program director, Chris Yor, and the team, John and Sarah. To you all out there, remember, your greatest capital is not your money. It is your mindset, creativity, and consistency. Don't wait to start. Start with what you have, right where you are. Join me again next week for another powerful episode. Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep winning. I am Tim Abel, your host of the Money Talk Show with Tim Abel on Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Mogadishu Cantonment, Abuja FCT. Finally, before I bow out, I say this: success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. And it's your turn to own it if you care. Bye for now.
Sometimes life can be so scary.